I remember the first service that we went along to, and I remember distinctly the altar call that took place. It was the first service of C3 Church in Coomera, and I remember went along with a group of friends, and the altar call came. I could sort of hear people putting their hands up, and I sort of put my hand up as well, but as soon as Pastor Kerry asked them to come down to the front, I hesitated and sort of stuck to my seat whilst everyone else went down for their altar call. And I remember there was 21 people got saved in that service, and I remember thinking I would have been 22, but it never eventuated. What happened throughout that week was God started, in hindsight, God started speaking to me, and it wasn't until I had a vivid dream one night about a boat which had all my friends on it, and I could just see the boat off in the horizon, and I could see who was on it, but it was as if the boat wasn't going to turn around to pick me up, and I felt really moved, or distressed first, but I felt really moved to give my life to God right then and there. But it was a dream, of course. So I got up and shot out of bed, sort of went to the bathroom and washed my face, and it was about 5 o'clock in the morning, and on the Gold Coast it's quite sunny by then, or the sun's up, and I remember running past Jazz as she was making breakfast for the kids, and she asked me, where are you going? And I couldn't quite explain to her at that very minute. All I had inside me was an urgency to pray the prayer of salvation. And so I opened the door and ran out to my backyard and got down on my knees. Now, I don't sleep with a lot. In fact, I only sleep with my underwear. So I was in the backyard. It was 5 o'clock and the sun was shining, and I was in my underwear. And I remember raising my hands in the air and asking God, with my eyes tightly closed, and asking God, God, come into my life. Jesus, come into my life. I want you to be my Lord and Savior. And at that very moment, I heard this sound. It was sort of like a rushing sound. It was like, and I honestly almost fell flat on my face. I thought, man, God's here. God's right here. He's in front of me. But should I dare have a look? And I remember hearing it again and opening my eyes slowly to find sitting in my backyard was hovering over my backyard was a hot air balloon, and a couple of tourists who were taking photos of me in my underwear with my hands up in the air. And I remember thinking, should I make a run for the door, or shall I just stay where I am? And I almost called out to Jazz, but I didn't. And it was quite an embarrassing moment. I felt like, God gave me an audience, because what made me hesitate in the first place was that I was afraid of what people might think of me in that service. But he sort of gave me an audience of my own, sitting in my backyard. But that's how I came to ask Jesus into my life, and it was quite a memorable moment, and one that I swore to myself honestly that I would never tell anyone about until one day Pastor Kerry asked me to speak about the difference between being a Christian and becoming a disciple, and sort of let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. So yeah, it was a funny story, but slightly embarrassing.